Hey, everyone, it's me, Tamara Brown. Who am I? I am an author, blogger, website designer, as well as a publishing consultant, and the host of Blog Diaries, Broke, Lonely, Angry, and Horny. And so I'm a little late today, and I'm actually doing it as a recorded version for a couple of reasons. I have been super busy. Two, I was a little under the weather and I did not think I would have the opportunity to do this live. And so, what I'm talking about today is rehiring yourself. What happens when we fire or terminate our contracts with ourselves? With our, not only just, and I'm not talking about healthcare, but with loving ourselves, with liking ourselves, with building up our self esteem. And so, I hope that my story can inspire you today and encourage you and empower you to rehire yourself. So, 10 years ago, picture it, I had fired myself. Um, I had a mother. I was a mother of six. I'm a mother of six beautiful children, and I thought that I wasn't going to be. And this was a while ago, but I thought I was going to be in a relationship for a lifetime with someone. And one day, I said to myself, "Tamara, you're fired. I don't have time to take care of you. I don't have time to make you look pretty. I don't have time to support and love you the way I am supposed to. So I'm just going to put me to the back burner." Now, it may not have happened in those exact words, but it did happen. I fired myself. And as I was terminating the contract with myself, I realized that things started to go down. Like, my relationship with myself was not at a point of where I was cool with me. Everything I did in my life was wrong. Everyone else's opinions counted, and I mean literally they counted. If someone said, "Tamara, your hair is not done, it don't look right," I don't like that hairstyle. And even though I loved it, I would immediately change it because those people who said it did not work for me, I agreed with them. And so often we get into the habit of allowing people to dictate our lives, to dictate who we are, what we do, how we do it, because we are afraid. We are afraid of loving ourselves. You know, I was talking to a lady a while ago, and she told me that all of her bad behavior came out of not loving herself. That when she started doing drugs and she started sleeping with people's husbands and she was doing all these crazy things, it was because she didn't love herself. And for me, I was just like, I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm just not going to comb my hair for what? I can't get a man. You know, because the person that I was with at the time went back to jail, and I was like, damn, I can't get that right. How am I ready to be in a relationship or be with someone, and every time I think I got this love, and I think that I'm right there and I'm about to find my happily ever after, it comes crashing down with a burn, literally. Right? I felt like every time I got close to happiness that I was losing a part of me. And so I did something very important. I I realized that in 2014 when I went to counseling. And so my son was going through, and I was also taking care of my son, which I still do, who was going through dialysis at the time and doctor's appointments. And everybody was saying, your life doesn't matter right now. For the next 6 to 8 months, you are Ruben's. You are all. The only thing that you should be thinking about is what Ruben needs are, and they were right. So my needs were so neglected. I would do my hair, but then I would look back at pictures years and years ago, and I was just so drawn out. My eyes had bags on them. My face felt like I was being alternated. And I say that to you guys because sometimes we're so far gone that there's no coming back. There's no coming back when you fire yourself. Sometimes people fire themselves forever in a day. And then sometimes we find the strength to rehire ourselves and put us number one. I have a big family, and they are always a priority. My children are a priority. My my name is called about 1,000, no, probably 1,000 to 2,000 times a day. And I sat down and I realized a couple of things. We continuously keep um, going crazy with all of the things that we think we can fix and solve. And I've done that. Like, I am the parent, I am the adult who tried to save her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. I'm the parent that tried to save her children, tried to save everybody, and I was drowning. To the point where I was in therapy. I was in therapy repeatedly. So I was taking Lexapro. So see, and I'm very transparent about this because so many people are being divided by their church. You know, and who are divided by the church, divided by everybody who says, you know what, I'm a don you the responsibility. You know, it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility that I put on myself. Guys, it's so funny. I'm a workaholic, right? I'm answering an email and talking to y'all. So if I stutter or take a little bit of a stall, just know that I am multitasking. I love multitasking. I find myself, find myself being everything to everybody. And it's happening to women and men to the point that we're burned out beyond control because we want control. So let me say that again. Sometimes we burn out ourselves because we want control. My control is I just want peace and tranquility. I don't want to deal with nobody's drama, right? Because I'm not a drama-filled girl. I just want to have fun. I want to relax. I want to eat my ho-hos. And yes, I love ho-hos. And just chill and write. That's all I want to do. As far as on a peace and tranquility level. I don't want to worry about who doing this and who doing that. And sometimes being a superwoman, you get these bruises and these wounds and these cuts, and everybody, thinks that Tamara's supposed to do it, or Annie's supposed to do it, or Janisha's supposed to do it. You're supposed to fix people. And what I'm finding out is, in my generation, I'm in my 40s, and then I have my friends that are older than me. And and I'm just looking at how even though they look good on the physical, they look beautiful. Now my friends, they age well. Okay, the girl, they looking good. But on the inside, they're so tired because they're serving the Lord and they're serving which you have to, right? But they're serving everybody. They are the givers. And though, God rewards them, they don't have the time to enjoy it because they have fired themselves and say, I don't even have time to enjoy peace and tranquility. I'm not going to go on vacation because if I go on vacation, my kid's going to have a house party, right? I'm just speaking about me. And I'm going to come back and then I'm going to be in jail with Big Bertha and I'm going to be washing her drawers, for a honey bun and a ho-ho, right? I'm telling y'all what would happen, right? And I realize now that it's fear. Because when you decide to rehire yourself, you still worry about what's going to go wrong. And that is the hardest thing to do. When you're in the process of rehiring yourself, you come to the conclusion that I rehire myself, I put myself in a place of greatness, I put myself in a position of making sure that we have everything that we need. That we are able to go out, that I'm able to chill with my friends, and we feel guilty about that. I know, and I'm speaking for me. Let me just, because I'm speaking for people, but there's times that I feel guilty about going out or going away. I want a vacation so bad I could taste it. because I'm always working. And then I'm like, but my clients need me, and my children need me, and my family needs me. And if I leave, what is going to fall apart? But I need that because I realized that even with my health, it's taking effect. With my health, I was about a year or two ago, I was diagnosed with lupus, systematic lupus. And I just like the past couple of weeks, I've been having some of the symptoms. And I hadn't had them. Like I had them, but I didn't have them. Like I have the rash, the butterfly rash on my face. But I really had the symptoms. I was like, my bones was like, my jaw. I wake up in the morning and I feel like I was getting punched in my arms and my legs and my feet. And I felt like, my ankle was hurting. And I looked, it was swollen. I was like, where'd that come from? And that's some of the signs. My hair was falling out. When I actually, I wound up braiding my hair, but I was wearing a wig because my hair was coming out in clumps. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm losing hair. And then I realized how important it is for us to take care of ourselves. Like how it wasn't because I wasn't taking care of myself. It was more of systematic lupus, and I don't feel like I have time to get sick. I'm quick to tell people, man, I ain't got time to get sick. And I don't have time for that. Man, listen, I don't have time for that whatsoever. But you do it. You do it because you think that, man, listen. Sometimes they say that God will sit you down without your permission. So at first he'll do something to ask your permission, like, hey, don't you feel a little tired? Don't you want to take a nap? And so, like, I've been sleeping a lot. And I was like, and when I say sleeping, like, I've been needing to take a nap. I was like, bed. And then my grandson said, well, Nana, you up when it's dark. And he's right. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, every morning, because I have to write. And I can't write due today because I have to take care of my clients. I got to take care of Ramir. And I got to take care of this. And I got to take care of that. And I got to take care of... You see what I'm saying? Rehiring Tamara is the biggest and hardest responsibility that I'm really putting myself through a background check. Like, it's sad how much I'm putting myself through a background check. Like, I'm going through credit knowing my credit is fair to middling. And the credit ain't a financial credit. Are you going to be consistent with yourself, Tamara? Are you going to take time out to relax, Tamara? Tamara, if I hire you, are you going to do your work before you do anybody else's work? Tamara, are you going to let the kids handle their own issues, problems, situations, dramas? Some of my kids have children. Are you going to do that? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what? I can't continue to be last on my list and doing this process of credit checking myself. I got to pass some tests. And the first test is saying no. Like, seriously saying no. Like, meaning I said no. Have you ever been afraid to just say no? I am afraid. And I realized that, and I had to pause for a second, but I realized in all the things that I've ever done in my life, and I say this seriously, that I could not carry everybody. And that just means my family, that just means my friends, that means my children, that means sometimes my children's friends. My kids think that I just have to carry my kids are king and queens of Mommy got to carry everybody. Mommy has to carry my friends. Mommy got to take care of my friends when they don't like their parents. And mommy has to take care of everything. And my kids one day had a friend that, you know, that was just doing some off the wall stuff. And I would say to my children that pick and choose your friends. Pick and choose your friends. Know who really got your back. Know who's supporting you. And they're not just taking advantage of you. Because I've learned that people will come into your home and break up your happy home to create chaos. To create chaos in a way that's so scary. Because they got chaos at their house. Or they want to come to your house to just chill. And they want to come to your house to hang out. Or they want to come to your house and eat up your groceries. And I believe that you should share. I'm very believing of sharing and caring is caring, but I also know when people are taking advantage. And we gotta stop that. And so this is my tip for rehiring yourself. My tips, and I hope that it works for you. Number 1, stop being last on your list. Tamara and all my friends and them that put themselves last. You notice I said Tamara because I'm not there yet. I am last on my list for a lot of things, and I keep saying that, like I actually wrote it on my whiteboard. Tamara, stop being last on your list. What are your goals this week? My goals this week are to rehire myself and not be last on my list. And that's scary. The second thing, and ladies and gentlemen, this is important. Fire the people that are giving bad advice. Stop living for what your friends will think, your family will think, and most definitely some of them badass kids that y'all have. I'm sorry, I'm Tamara and them. Everybody is whispering in your ear, telling you what the heck you should be doing. Everybody's telling you how, girl, if it was me, I hate that. If it was me, you'd be in the corner crying like I would be too. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them, Lord. What's wrong with them? Or you would burn out too. Because, see, we always say, if it was me, I would do differently. But until you in them shoes, you better think right. Because it may not get the same response. So don't think, if I was in them shoes and I was such and such, I wouldn't do what she doing. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. And probably 10 times more. So stop letting people rub up that if I was you, I would do this. If you were me, and you're not, that does not help solve the problem. I need people who are going to help me see and seek a solution. Not if I was you. So you got to fire those folks, right? Because they just getting on your nerves. Number 3, build on your life plan. Okay, let me come back from build the life plan. Let me make number 3, really should be number 1, but number 3, say hell to the no. No, 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 nit, nah, no. We say, okay, Tamara, say no, nip, hell to the no, what the hell. I say yes to so many things that it is absolutely insane. And I didn't realize that until, I'd be like, my children beat me down to a yes. Mom, please, 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 Ma, please, 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 Ma, Ma, knocking on my door. And to the point where you're forced to say yes, so then they're manipulating you. But I told them that I've been in training. And I'm serious. I've been in training of no camp. And no camp is no nonsense, and they just give me all the typical scenarios of saying no. Mom, can I go to my friend's house? Mom, can I? No. No. And every time they do it, I get stung with a stun gun. Y'all know I'm lying, right? But if there was really a training camp, I'd be the first to be there because I need all the help I can get. Okay? Now, lastly, and this is important, baby. Lastly, get the leeches and all these other things that are holding you back. And the leeches are things that are sucking you to believe that you can't do something, you can't have something, you can't relax, you can't rest. Get that away from you. I am sometimes so burned out with what I can't do. And I'm telling you, okay, so let me say the disclaimer, Tamara and them, whomever is going through this situation, because I'm not there yet. So somebody can't go back and say that Tamara, but I'm working towards that. And in the process of working and rehiring yourself, you're going to have to fire some things. You're going to have to fire some bad habits. You're going to have some bad traits. You're going to have to get off your ass and do the work so that you can stay employed in your life. And I was having a conversation with someone that I really love, and his whole argument is he wants me to come back into his life, and my whole argument is we're not ready. And every day he tries to wear me down, baby. And every day my argument is we are not ready. We have issues, and you don't even know how to listen. Like straight up, you're not hearing what the problem is, so you don't want a solution, and we're not listening. We're hearing each other, but we definitely are not listening. So that's a factor, right? And it's not that I don't love him. I love his dirty drawers, but I just don't want to come into any more mess, right? I don't have room for it. And the hardest thing to do is say no to somebody you love. It's hard to tell my children no. Their hands are out like I'm serious. If I walk in the door and they think that I have a quarter, they are scrambling to the door. Straight up fighting. Just ridiculous. I'm just telling you the truth. And so I have to learn how to say no to them. Because they're older. And they're not 10, 9, 11, and 12. They like 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And it's time for them to get off the pot and piss. It's time for them to go on and get their life. And get out and do something so that they can shine bright. And in order for them to shine bright, I have to practice saying no. And I have to make them, and the scariest thing for me is to watch them bump their head. It petrifies me. It's my deepest fear, and I can share that I watch them make a mess of their lives. Right? Because no parent wants their child to bump their head. I don't want my babies to bump their head. I don't. I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them in poverty. I don't want them in hot messes. But sometimes in order to rehire me and do the things that I need to do for myself and my career and just to be the best person and parent to them, I gotta let them fall. But I don't want to, right? And so that's a battle. It's an ultimate battle because no parent wants to see their child just bump and fall and bump their head. But in order to save yourself, especially when they're adults, now if they're kids, you know you got to clean up some messes. You know that that's your job and this is where you at. But when they're adults and you've shown them the right way and you've educated them and they just still decide to make this awful decision, it bothers me. And one of the decisions that I can share is that my children want to take care of save their friends. You can't save your friends. And most of the time, they don't even realize that some of their friends are just moochers. I'm pissed about what was said today. And then as it was brought to my attention, I definitely will be addressing it. Oh, I will be. And the reason I'm addressing it is because my children have this really nice spirit, but of wanting to help everybody. Come on over, let me help you. And I keep saying to them that y'all putting yourself in a position. Y'all putting yourself in a position, baby. And you're hurting yourself. And so they wind up getting their feelings hurt and feeling real bad. And then the next thing you know, they're at my door crying about it or complaining about it. And it just bothers me. And so we got to start to really realize that in rehiring ourselves, that we have to let certain things go. That we have to let them bump their heads. We have to let them get bruised that knee. It's like riding a bike. They fall a couple of times. You push them and you just let them go. That's where I'm at. I'm at the stage of pushing folks and let them go. And they don't even realize it. In rehiring myself, I am learning to let things, when I am overwhelmed and I don't want to do something, I'm just not going to do it because it's important. I need to reconnect to Tamara, and I have to do what's best for me. So I can't take on every responsibility. I let go of a couple of things in this past couple of months and said I can't do it. Because here's the thing, you miss out on what you're supposed to be doing for yourself. So you're taking on everybody's stuff and you fixing everybody up and you know, and then you say, I don't have anything else to give. I know that. You empty. You on E. You ain't got nothing. Your gas tank you can't eat. It's so empty that when you turn on the thing, it says, girl, go buy some gas. You can't help yourself and you can't help others if you're not taking care of the most valuable
Hello, everyone. I miss you. Mwah.
Y'all know that's Rainier, my grandson. So I'm saying this to you in the deepest, taking care of yourself is going to be the key element to what makes you the best, make you live the best life.
Hello, everyone. What y'all doing? Hello, I love y'all. Miss y'all.
All right, go sit down with your mom. Bye. It's gonna and let me explain that I kind of let things naturally flow because I don't want to be phony in the segment. In my segments on Monday, my life is as hectic as you can see. And the reason for that is that so often everything is perfect. Stop right there. Everything is perfect. Everything is on point, and we forget how important we are. We forget that in life there's hiccups and mistakes, and there's boo-boos and grandkids interrupting and children interrupting. And if we don't keep this real, then we will fail ourselves to say that life is 100% perfect, and it is not. And that's another thing in rehiring yourself. I want it to be right, but I just know that perfection 100% of the time is so a myth. It will stress you out. It will stress you out. And I'm speaking from experience. And then find out the mistake's still there and it's unresolved. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So, guys, rehire yourselves today, in the next few days. Do things in small steps. Raymere, go with your mom. I'm on. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So, guys, rehire yourselves. And I'm serious. Rehire yourselves, take care of yourselves, and know that how important you are. So I want to thank you for listening. Hey, guys, listen, there's a great organization that I would love for you to support. And that is OurCurlsInc.org. And that's Our Curls Inc. is a nonprofit organization that provides services such as free wigs, makeovers, as well as support services for women that are battling cancer. So we need your help. And so one of the helps that we need is that, one, we need for you to donate free wigs if you have wigs that are available. We also need you to just really be a bright spot in our lives. And that bright spot in our lives is we are having our annual ribbon ball, our very first one. And it is $45. It's going to be a wonderful dinner and an event of interactive gala. And we're going to be talking about, and the theme of it is just really dealing with all types of cancer, educating people on cancer. And we'd love to have you there. If you cannot come, sponsor a survivor. Donate the $45. Donate about. We also have sponsorship packages. The CEO and founder is Sharice Walker Betts. You can reach her at www.ourcurlsinc. And just go ahead and reach out to her. Reach out to her. Say, I want to donate. I want to do this. So, guys, this is so important. Because the one time that you donate $45, that is a wig for a woman. That is eyelashes for a woman. That is a chemo bag for a woman who may be battling cancer. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. And, hey, April 1st, I will have a book coming out. Cash and Money, Cash and Money. It is a twisted tale of three men, a father and two sons who sleep with the same woman, and the father is married to the woman. And it talks about betrayal. And it talks about betrayal, and then out of all of that, how love is found. And you get to learn the backstory story of my boy DeAndre Money Jackson, who was the love of Carmela's life in the book Love Has No Wayside, which is also my book. And it gives you a look at his life. It gives you a screenshot of everything he's been through. Next is Blah Diaries, Broke, Lonely, Angry, Horny. Yes, that is my life, and that is the story. But it is not my life. It is a fictional story of Zenobia McCall, who discovers that her husband has been having sex with her best friend, Charles, for 16 years. And in the process of finding that all out, she's dealing with the fact that her daughter has cancer, that her mother has returned, who is HIV positive, and she's dealing with terrible teens, and a terrible teen, and a terrible tweens. And in the process of all of that, she's trying to rehire herself and rebuild, and she's dealing with betrayal, and she's dealing with the fact that she's lost some faith in God, and she's lost some faith in life in general, and she's trying to get herself back together and rebuild this life without her husband. And so I just cannot wait for you guys to read these two books. April 1st and April 2nd, I believe Blah Diaries comes out first, and then Cash and Money comes out on the following day. Purchase your copy, download it. It is available on Kindle Unlimited for the next 3 months. I want to see how well it works out. I also design websites, so websites will be $100. I design basic 5-page websites for $100, so reach out to me. I'm pretty good at it. I also do logos, $40. So guys, there's so much. I am a multitasking person, but there's so much that I want to do and help so that we can grow this business. I can grow my business, but also rehire myself in the process of learning that even in business, you have to learn how to take breaks. So it's like when you work at your job and you take a coffee break, and you take that 10-minute break, and then you take that lunch break, and then you get another break in between towards the end. I realized that life deserves breaks. That's why people go on vacations. That's why people kind of shut down and wind down. And so I ask that everyone does this for themselves. Shut down and wind down. Rehire yourself. Ask yourself, and also ask yourself. So ask yourself this question: have I fired myself from my life? Have I hired myself just towards my kids, or my career, or to my man, or my husband? Have I chosen to say no to everything that I want to do? And if that's the case, then you need to rehire yourself. You need to re-interview yourself. You need to do all those things, and hey, stop and realize what you're missing. Because sometimes when we don't take stock in ourselves, the other things around us, whether it's at work, at school, at play, in our family, it is depleted. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. My name is Tamara Brown. I am an author, blogger, website designer, as well as a publishing consultant and the host of Blah Diaries, Broke, Lonely, Angry, and Horny. It was so wonderful talking to you tonight, and bye-bye.